So good morning. Today is Monday, October 19th. And this is what we woke up to this morning. We had oatmeal and coffee. We're packing up. Here's to a great day.
Alright, hold on, Merle.
Oh God.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our overland journey from North Carolina to Escalante, Utah. In this episode, we're going to explore the Wilson Arch and Cameo Cliffs Trail just south of Moab, Utah. We'll enjoy a gourmet PB&J overlooking Wilson Arch, climb up a ladder into a big bowl of awe, and just like the day before on Black Bear Pass, we watch the trail crumble beneath our tires. This was a great set of trails that has more than you can explore in one day. That being said, the Cameo Cliffs Special Recreation Management Area will stay on the bucket list for now. The trails consist of old mining and ranch roads, one of which is part of the old mail trail from Monticello to LaSalle. If you're thinking about exploring this area, do a little bit of research to decide what you want to visit and have your maps ready. There are stunning scenic views, petroglyphs, arches, rock formations, old mines, and abandoned ranches, each with their own trail, which makes this an easy area to get lost in, figuratively and literally. It's also known as the Hook and Ladder OHV trails. I was so excited to hit the trails after breakfast that I still hadn't aired down. 60 pounds in the tires on this terrain will beat you to death. I started looking for some shade to air down, and I think I got lucky. This has got to be the biggest shade tree in the area. With over 20 foot of shade, I'm covered bumper to bumper, and just in time for the first few rocks to climb. Nothing too difficult, but definitely worth getting out the drone while we wait for the tires to drop 40 pounds of pressure. Just look at that backdrop. And please remember to pack out more than you pack in. My plan was to pick up a trasharoo on the journey, but hadn't been able to find one in any of the shops along the route. So I hung a trash bag off the tailgate. Not very flashy, but it worked. And that's all we need to keep the trails clean, which keeps the trails open. Cheap and easy. Also, if you haven't already, go to the treadlightly.org website and take the free Tread Lightly online awareness course. It's just another cheap and easy way for all of us to do our part in keeping the trails open for future generations. I want my videos to inspire others to go out and explore for themselves responsibly, not as a documentary of how things used to be. These trails can also get a bit tight, so if you like the show truck look, you might not make it far. The pines and scrub brush sound like nails down the side of the paint. I'm planning on bedlining the truck in a few years, so the scratches really don't bother me. I'm not a flashy person. I chose the Power Wagon for its abilities, and I'm gonna push them. We're coming up to a narrow, loose descent, kind of sketchy section of the trail that could probably be bypassed in the huge maze of trails, but I walked down it, weighed the odds, and used my most questionable judgment to send it. I believe the reward was worth the risk. Let's watch and see what you think. While not nearly as sketchy as Black Bear Pass, I realized after watching the videos that the trail was again coming out from under us, and my guardian angel had been hard at it that day. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. If you've made it this far, you gotta hit the like button for that clip. I think that rock formation was rattlesnake rock, but I'm only saying that because I think it looks like a rattlesnake. If you're familiar with the area and know for sure, leave a comment below to confirm after you hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe while you're hitting buttons. So I was asked about forward-facing cameras in one of my previous videos, and I said I would talk about my plans a bit. I've been looking into ways to eyeball my tires without exiting the vehicle. Adding to the factory system is pretty limited and costly. I'm content with the factory stereo, so upgrading that for another slightly less limited video system is not really an option. A company called Cam makes a 4-camera system for tractors that looks pretty easy to install, but it is in the $1,000 range and it's only listed as weatherproof. Crutchfield also has some RV security systems with 4 cameras in the $500 range, but they look China built, so I think I'm going to pass on those. There are a couple more options if you search Jeep Trail camera system, but pricing is not listed. Now, on this trip I noticed that my GoPros had been updated, and they now let me watch the video on the device as it is recording. Thank you, GoPro. This opens up the possibility of mounting GoPros to keep an eye out and record. I already have 2 tablets and 2 smartphones mounted in the cab, so I can connect one camera to each device until they update the app to a multi-camera view. I currently use this method with 2 GoPros, but mount them in different locations for filming and only use the devices to start and stop recording. I think I'll keep an eye out for a couple more GoPros and see how much hassle it will be. They're also waterproof and wireless, so I can move the whole system from Precious to my Jeeps pretty easy.
Hold on, Merle.
Love that sound. Like I said earlier, these are tight, brushy trails. I try to avoid as many scratches as possible, but I'm also not going to let a few pinyon pines stop us. It also adds to the difficulty and complexity of the trails. So as we continued to follow the map to the Wilson Arch overlook, I spied a huge rock that looked like an elephant with a ladder going up into its ear. That, my friend, calls for a detour. In the excitement of finding this Easter egg, I didn't even look at the map, but later I realized we were on the exit route and would be returning through here after the Wilson Arch overlook. Now, whether you stop here before or after the overlook, you gotta stop here and climb the ladder. Just listen to what Rebecca had to say about it. She's usually not the most daring explorer, but I think this excursion has made a lasting change.
Okay, so I've climbed that ladder, and I'm in the top of whatever this is. I'm in the middle of it, and it's amazing. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's amazing.
Hearing my wife's reaction after climbing up into the Indian's bathtub made the whole trip worth it. And it was a total surprise to me. I had no idea it was out there. It's Easter eggs like this that keep me on the trails hunting for more. I assume this is what the locals call the Indian's bathtub. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments and I'll make the correction. After the tub, we continued down the detour a short distance and came to a fairly narrow, thin bridge that led out and around a couple monuments. After a quick walk around and a few pics, we returned to our original route heading towards Wilson Arch. At the Wilson Arch overlook, there is a picnic table set under a shade tree where we took the time to enjoy some gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and another amazing view. The trail continues out onto the overlook where you can get some great pics of your rig in front of the arch. I should have dispatched the drone for an arch flyby. I'm not sure what I was thinking. That is Highway 191, and Moab is about 30 miles north of here, where we'll be getting a room for the night, but first we have to circle back by the Indian's bathtub. After leaving the overlook, we opted for an alternate route to circle back to the Indian's bathtub, and we found some more great views. It gets kind of tight, but the trail is on solid slick rock, so there's no chance of it crumbling away. It still made Rebecca squeal a bit. We're tipping.
Oh,
On difficulty, I would rate this as an easy to moderate trail. Stock 4x4 vehicles shouldn't have any trouble if the driver has some basic off-roading skills. There may be a few more challenging obstacles on some of the other offshoots. Hopefully I will find those next time. There are quite a few off-camber hills, lots of scrub brush, and a few spots to test your fear of heights. Overall, I would rate this trail an 8 out of 10. The combination of fun trails, scenery, and an excess of special sights to explore put this near the top of my bucket list. Again, be sure to bring a map of the area. I took a wrong left early in the trail that sent us an hour out of the way. It would have been cool if it had led us to something other than the pavement. I've been using the AllTrails app. It's easy to get started and it has an option to record and share your trip. So you can download my recordings and follow our tracks, or make your own. I've also used the recordings to navigate back out of places after getting lost. On our stroll through Cinnamon Pass, I recorded the route in AllTrails, but I used Google Maps as a guide. I have downloaded Gaia, but I haven't played with it enough to know my way around the app. My first impression is that Gaia is a bit more complex, but I'm not sure of all the benefits. Let me know what you use to stay on the right trail. Maybe convince me to study Gaia if you think it's worth it. There are a few sections of the trail that allow you to crack the throttle a little bit, but this is not a lightweight pre-runner, so I'll save the speed clips for the Comanche if I ever get it finished. Now that I've done what I said and circled back by the Indian's bathtub and returned to the narrow fin bridge, it's time to launch the drone and make some more amazing videos. I'm guessing that those are the Cameo cliffs in the background, and there are many more named formations in the area like Dragon Rock, Yak Rock, and Lopez Arch. But my plan was to take Rebecca to the top of the world the next day, so we didn't have any more time to explore. We needed to start thinking about getting back to Moab. like that sound too. In all fairness, I think she did just look up from her phone and didn't see any road in front of us, so it scared her quite a bit. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the trail. I know we did. Hit like and subscribe for more. It's very inspiring to see my subscriber count climb like it has the past few months. And you're not going to want to miss the next episode. It will be a bit shorter, but we have to call in Trail Mater, the trail tow truck, to rescue Precious from, yep, you guessed it, sliding off a cliff.
Those rocks. Did you step too?
Moab McDonald's, where I can finally refill my tumbler with some good old southern sweet tea. I hadn't had one in 2 days since we left Denver. I think I was also due for a shower, but I'll stop the video here and see you guys in the next episode. Happy trails.